So I've had a bit of a day. You know, sometimes you have days. Uh, and just before I turn it in, call it a day, and put it behind me forever and never think about it again, hopefully, I thought I would try to end it on a high note and just talk a little bit about the uh, the prelude session I did. I've never done one of these before. This is an idea that I picked up from Black Lodge Games and others, and they were someone else that they were talking with, and they're like, "Oh yeah, well, when you introduce a character, what you really need to do is you need to have a kind of a one-on-one session." And I did a little bit of hunting around, and I saw examples of a couple of these. And so, for a couple of my players could make it, the third one couldn't make it. And so I thought, well, hey, we're just starting something out. We had our session 0 where we talked about um, the setting and what the setting was going to look like, and just kind of brainstorm together different movie concepts, those kind of things. And with this one, we had kind of the rudimentary beginnings of these characters that the two players had decided that they wanted to play. And so what we did, and this was it was these are awesome. I had no idea. Like this was a ah, you if you haven't tried this, and logistically it's hard if you have an in-person group, because you are spending time with that player specifically. You're not. I divided a little bit between, so like I would spend a few minutes. Um, we would role play out a scene, just me and the player, of this character's backstory. So we went a few years back from current day, and then went a little bit in there, and then we kind of fade to black, and then went forward a little bit of time, and we had this. It was really fun, because what the player feedback was, is that the concepts that they had in their head, their starting concept for their character, started to evolve into something that felt a little more grounded, like it was a more of a. And it was interesting. It was one of the things I thought was really cool is afterwards, one of the players said to me that he's playing more of the action side of things, and the other player is more of the research side. And he was like, oh, I'm excited to look at various action movies to see, get ideas for what I want this guy's, to be like. And we started off with his a few years back in time. And yeah, I had a blast. It was a lot of fun. It was very different. And it was more. It was almost like we were just riffing off one another to come up with this kind of well-rounded, interesting character. And uh, it was it was great. So by the time that the two of them met, because they met at the end of our 2 hour session, and it went 2 hours. I was surprised. I warned them. I thought, well, I think we're gonna, if you're okay with it, I'm gonna try this prelude, one on one with the character, kind of playing through the backstory. And they're so kind. Like they're very indulgent of me and my, hey, let's try something new. And I just get excited about things, and I think they kind of put up with it. But at any rate, we had a lot of fun. And what I thought would originally be just an hour was 2 hours. And at the end of it, we're like, this is awesome. Like we're having a great time. And yeah, so if you've never done it, I don't know if I haven't done it enough to give you kind of like pointers on what to do. I've only done it once. Let's be realistic here. But instead of just saying, reading off the paragraph of the backstory, this is my character and yada yada yada, orphan and whatever. Instead of doing that, actually spending a bit of time. I don't know how much you need. What I thought was going to be half an hour turned out to be, like an hour each kind of thing. But it's just because we got into it. But I don't know if there's a minimum amount of time. I mean, I would imagine that even if it's just a little bit of time, as long as that's time to uh, that you can really spend time with. Like it was great. It was really fun. It was really fun. I didn't record it because I didn't want to put my players on edge, and and again, I've got to be a little careful how much I push, how quickly I push on this, as I'm on this crusade for role playing, and I don't want to turn them off it, and they seem to be coming along for the ride really well. So that's all good. So anyway, I was so excited and happy about it that I thought, maybe if I talk about that at the end of an otherwise pretty dismal day, then that'll put me in a good mood as I turn in for the night. So that's what the update is. I really appreciate your comments down below. Have you done this? Have you done one-on-one sessions with players to play through their backstory to kind of create this well-rounded? Have you done these prelude sessions? I don't even know what to call them. I think that's what they were called. At least that's how I handled it. I'd love to hear your experiences. I really appreciate you joining me on this adventure, and it's a lot of fun. So thank you very much, and I'll look forward to reading your comments down below. Thanks.